Welcome to part 4 of my top 25 films of 2012, and I'm just going to get straight into it with number 10, The Raid Redemption, which is an Indonesian action film based around 20 police officers going into an apartment building to apprehend a drug dealer. And the drug dealer offers a reward to any one who can kill a police officer in the building, and it's one of the most brutal action films you'll ever watch, and it's got this martial arts style that's completely unlike anything you'll see in Hollywood, and it's just everything about it is fresh uh, and it looks utterly real as well, which is one of the most disturbing things about it. Um, in that all the fights don't seem choreographed at all. They seem completely spontaneous, and it's just a film that just is completely unexpected. And I think that theme seems to be a running theme with all the films I've been watching this year. Is that I don't expect what happens in them, uh, and that's why they're so good. And I think that follows on to my next one, which is End of Watch, number 9, which is a film starring Jake Gyllenhaal and Michael Pena as two police officers in LA who strap cameras to their chests to show what's going on in their day-to-day patrols. And some of the things that you see in this film are so gritty and horrible and shocking that you just don't expect them. And I think it's got a great supporting actress in Anna Kendrick, who plays Jake Gyllenhaal's girlfriend slash wife, and uh, I think she just seems to be choosing the right projects. Ever since Up in the Air, she's just been choosing some great films to to be in. um, and I think End of Watch is just one of these found footage films that really works because it doesn't seem bound to found footage. And I think another reason it works is because it's written by someone who understands the crime thriller, because he wrote Training Day, and he's got some great experience with that. And it's just one of these films that just it's well written, it's well directed, and it's just an all-around pleasure to watch. Number 8 is Beasts of the Southern Wild, which is essentially a family film. It's all about a young girl called Hush Puppy who lives with her dad, Wink, in an area beyond the levee called the Bathtub. And it's essentially a slum in a swamp. And uh, but the people in the film, the community that lives there, they don't see it as a slum. They see it as their home. They see it as this beautiful paradise, despite the fact that it does not look like one to the conventional viewer. And it's just all about how we all have differing opinions, and also we all have differing opinions of what a family is, what a community is, and there's this bond between all the people in this film that is completely unlike anything you'd expect in a modern day film. And it's got this great score as well that makes this movie incredibly uplifting, despite the fact that this film at times is incredibly depressing and sad. And it has one of these endings that lifts you up despite everything you've been through during the film. And I think it's just got these two great performances as uh, father and daughter, and they really just anchor the film in this completely real relationship, despite the fact that the film has some supernatural elements. It also has some incredibly dark themes that it deals with, and it's just something that you wouldn't expect to see out of Hollywood, and that's why I appreciate independent films so much, and I think you really should check it out. Number 7 is Life of Pi, which I saw I think 2 days before New Year's, so it just managed to fit into my 2012 list. Um, and it's just one of the most visually beautiful films of probably all time that I've seen, and it's I think it was described to me by a friend as 90% description as how the books is what the book's like, and I think the only way that the film could work for loyal book fans and is for it to have some visuals that are just so incredibly breathtaking that you can't mock them, you can't say a bad thing about them. I think that's what Ang Lee pulls off, because he has such an eye for detail, and it's one of the most colourful visual films you'll ever watch. Like I said, and it's got a great performance by it's got three actors playing the lead character. It's all about a boy who is in a boat crash. This freighter crashes in the middle of the ocean, and he's stranded on a life raft with a Bengal tiger. It's all about how he bonds with this tiger, and they learn to understand each other. And it's a great inspirational story. And I think the reason I loved it so much is because the ending, it allows you to choose between whether or not you're a realist or a romantic, and I think that choice at the end allows for there to be this really uplifting ending to a story that has a lot of darkness and a lot of death. Um, so it's one of these films that's so incredibly beautiful, but also incredibly bleak. Um, Number 6 is Moonrise Kingdom, which is getting away from all the bleak, uh, because it's a Wes Anderson film, so you know it's going to be quite quirky and quite funny, and this is probably the funniest film of 2012, because it's just the attention to detail and the little jokes and the way it's shot all accentuate the humour, and it's got some great comic actors in it, and some actors you wouldn't expect to be in a comedy film, like Bruce Willis, but you've got these great performances by the two leads, because it's a film about two young kids who fall in love and decide to run away together because the lives they're living aren't the ones they want to be living, and they have the courage to run ahead and look forward. And I think it contrasts to all the grown-ups in the film who aren't looking forward. They're stuck in the lives that they have, and they're too afraid to move away from them. And I think the film's all about that. It's all about the, the the fearlessness of the young and the fearfulness of the old and the grown up. And I think it's just one of those films that surprises you in the way that it's so knowing, despite the fact that it's essentially a kids film. Uh, but it's a very grown-up kids film, and I think that even grown-ups will enjoy it. And it's a Wes Anderson film, so you know it's going to have a lot of very clever jokes, a lot of very dumb jokes that work really well. And I think you should go check it out, because it's definitely one of the funniest films of 2012, probably the funniest film. And there you have it. There are the 5 for today. Coming up is the final 5, and you can expect to see some really great films on that.